A single death is a tragedy. A million deaths is a statistic. That's a quote attributed to Joseph Stalin, who was justifying his inaction in addressing mass starvation in his country. Despicable, yes, but he was really tapping into the human psyche. See, it's almost impossible for us to fathom mass death. We hear that a whole bunch of people died, and we know that it sucks, but our brains can't really process it. It's kind of like a defense mechanism, and we certainly don't make any emotional connection to it. But a single person dying is something we can sympathize with. It's something we feel, and maybe we could have done something about it. So 150,000 dead Americans from the coronavirus is just a statistic to some people, or fake news if you're one of those people. But maybe the death of 2012 Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain will wake some people up. It won't. Or possibly the death of Bill Montgomery will do it. He was the co-founder of Turning Point USA, TPUSA, the conservative group that spreads misinformation and propaganda all over college campuses and through Facebook and YouTube. Maybe his death from the coronavirus will wake some people up? I have sympathy for both Cain and Montgomery and their families, but I can't help thinking about Ol Herman attending that Trump rally in Tulsa and bragging that there were no requirements for masks and posting pictures of himself, happily not wearing a mask or social distancing, and then going into the hospital 2 weeks later with the coronavirus. And I can't help thinking about Donald Trump asking black people what they had to lose in voting for him. Well, Ol Herman found out. And has anyone checked on the other 12 people in the Blacks for Trump movement? Because honestly, I'm really worried about them. And I can't help thinking about all the lies that Turning Point USA continues to spread about the coronavirus, calling it a liberal hoax, saying that masks don't work and they're taking away our freedoms. So while I do have sympathy for those two, I have more sympathy for the essential workers who died because people like Cain and Montgomery pushed to reopen businesses as fast as possible and then refused to wear fucking masks. And let's not forget about Representative Louis Gohmert, who railed against wearing masks for months and now has the coronavirus, and he's blaming the fucking mask. These people will literally be the death of us. And now, of course, Trumpers are saying libtards and lefties are cheering for these deaths. We want the virus to get worse. We want the economy to crash. Except libtards and lefties are the ones who've been screaming for months about how dangerous this virus is, and that if we don't get it under control, the economy will never recover. So now that everything we said would happen is happening, we're rooting for it? That's that Trumper anti-logic that they love so much. The fact is, the people who are rooting for the virus, whether they know it or not, are the ones who refuse to wear a mask and listen to any goddamn reason. How many people said that Trump rally in Tulsa was going to lead to deaths? I was one of them. I made a whole fucking video about it. Trumpers, don't you watch my videos? I'm trying to save your fucking lives here. At this point, Trumpers are far beyond just drinking the Kool-Aid. They're taking baths in it. They're fucking shooting that shit directly into their veins. Oh, and by the way, Jim Jones followers who drank that poison Kool-Aid, they had guns pointed at their heads. Trumpers are doing this shit voluntarily. The Cain train knowingly hitched its caboose to the Trump train. People like Montgomery bought their tickets and boarded willingly. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.